one of the most important visual statements of any build. It's the first thing your eyes are drawn to when you look at a car. Wheels! So in this video, I'm gonna throw on a new set of wheels on the Project Miata. Gonna talk about all the wheel specs and numbers and how to choose the right one for your own car. This is MZ and I call them wheels, not rims. In my opinion, wheels are, at least visually, the most crucial and critical part of any car. They instantly change the way your car looks and the way it drives depending on the specs. Because if you go with lighter wheels, you get better braking and acceleration. You know, less rotating mass and all that. Wider wheels and tires also mean better traction. So if you were thinking whether you should get new wheels for your car or not, yeah, you should. But how do you pick the right one for your car? That's exactly what I'm showing you today. There are 3 ways of speccing out your wheel fitment. Method 1 would be to measure your car. So grab a ruler, calculator, tape measure, get in there and measure everything out to see what fits. Be prepared to learn a whole bunch about suspension geometry and things like motion ratio. This could take a whole lot of time. Another method would be to take your car to a wheel shop and just keep trying wheel and tire combos till you'll find something that fits. But for a car that's been around for a few years, like this Miata that's been around for 27 years, you can just look up what fits. And that's what 99% of people do, just look up what fits. But what are you exactly looking up? Let me show you. The first and probably the most obvious one is going to be your bolt pattern. This is usually expressed in 2 numbers. The first number is the number of lugs your car has. Just look at your wheel and count the number of lugs. The second number is how far apart these lugs are. This can be in inches or millimeters, depends on your car. Next is going to be diameter and width. We all know what those are. They're usually measured in inches. So a wheel that's 15 by 7, like this one here, would have a diameter of 15 inches. It's gonna be 7 inches wide. Obviously, everyone wants to fit the biggest and widest wheel they can onto their car. But you have to keep tire size in mind. Because depending on what diameter and width you go with, your tire choices might become limited. For example, I would get smaller diameter wheels if it means I can get better tires for it. Don't get me wrong, looks are very important, but performance is always king. Now you're looking around and you see all these people running 18 by 9.5s on their BRZ. And you're like, man, I want to be running those fatties too. But you can't just get any 18 by 9.5 because of something called the wheel offset. A lot of people are confused by this, but like why? It's really simple. Listen, the offset tells you where this mounting surface is in relation to the width of the wheel. The center line of the width is the reference point. So if the mounting surface is right in the center of the width, you'll have an offset of 0. The closer the mounting surface gets to the face of the wheel, the more positive your offset's gonna be. The closer the mounting surface gets to the back of the wheel, the more negative your offset's gonna be. Now, why is this important? Well, because if your offset is too high, your wheel might rub against your suspension components. Or if it's too low, because you wanted that fat lip on that wheel, it'll stick out too far and it'll hit your fender when you go over a bump. Not to mention how stupid the car's gonna look. It's your car, do whatever you want, but hey. So if you wanna fit the fattest wheel possible, your offset needs to be just right. Good. Last but not least is the center bore size. Because if you have an older car, chances are you're gonna have this ring that sticks out from your hub and the wheel just literally slides over that ring. This centers the wheel on the hub so you get less vibration. Again, your car might not have this, which isn't a problem. But if it does, you wanna know how big this hole is in the center of the wheel. You just wanna make sure it's not smaller than your car's hub center. Now most, not all, most wheel manufacturers actually make them oversized. This way the wheels would fit on most cars out there. And then you can get these rings called the hub-centric rings. These go on your hub and they center the wheel on the hub. These are super cheap. I've linked a few down below. They're like adapters. They come in all sorts of sizes. If your car needs them, get them. Don't be that guy. And that's it. That's all you really need to know to start shopping around for some wheels for your car. Once you've decided on your wheels, it's time to pick a nice set of tires to throw on those wheels. Do not skimp out on tires. Like, I cannot stress this enough. Tires are very important. Get the best you can get for your application. That means if you're gonna drive it on the street, don't get slicks or track only tires. Listen, I know they look cool as shit, but imagine how cool your car's gonna look wrapped around the light pole because you went over a small patch of water and lost control. And that homeless guy sitting in the corner looking at you with a grin on his face. Now, was that really a patch of water? So just get performance street tires. And in most situations, they will actually outperform slicks on the street. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you already know what the Miatas get. But let me give you a closer look. So, what are we looking at? These are work equipped 40s, 15x8 all around with a +20 offset. Nothing super aggressive, but it's still way better than stock. And honestly, they look pretty good. I like. Let me know in the comments what you think though. All right, let's mount them up. Okay, so we installed the new wheels and tires on the Miata. We talked about all the wheel specs, terminology, and numbers that you need to know to start shopping for your own wheels. Now it's time to take it out for a spin. Now it's time to take it out for a spin and see how they feel and look on the road. It's still gonna be slow. It's a Miata, but might as well look good while going slow. Because it's not like you're just gonna blow by. You know, you're in someone's vision for a long time. Yep, still very slow, but it does drive different, in a good way. I'm sure most of it has something to do with the coilovers that we put on, but it does feel a lot more planted, it's a lot more responsive. I get a lot more feedback from the steering wheel. It's the wider tires. The rear tires do rub a little bit, just a little bit, you know, just a little bit. Which means I'm gonna have to roll the fenders just a tad bit. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do a video on how to roll your fenders. But I think the biggest change is the way this car looks right now. It's not a regular traffic looking Miata anymore, you know? Obviously, we're not even close to being done with this car. Still need to do the seats, roll cage, harness, steering wheel, brakes, a bunch of go fast mods. Like, I got a basement full of parts for this car. I'm not even kidding. I think I might have a problem. Send help. So trust me, there's a lot more to come. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of those episodes. Follow the build on TikTok and Instagram. You know what? Let me pull over for this. Thanks for watching.